One of my favorite genres in comics is crime noir, and I'll basically gobble up anything that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips put out. However, the crime noir genre is not very popular, and when compared to other genres, their sales are very low. Why is it that crime noir comics are so hard to sell in comparison to superhero, romance, and supernatural genred books? Let's talk about it. And with every video, we'll be drawing a page for my own series, The Girl with the Megafist, which is an action-packed story about Eliana, the girl who wields the Megafist. Alright, here we go. Alright, ever since I got into reading comics and manga, I've always loved the crime noir genre. My very first experience with it was Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. It was called Sleeper, which was about a covert operative who has been placed undercover in a villainous organization. Because this took place in the superhero world, I was drawn to it. However, as I started getting more and more into, Brubaker and Phillips' work, I eventually began to dive deep into the books like Criminal, The Fade Out, Kill or Be Killed. These were all great, but in comparison to other books out there, the sales aren't ginormous. How come? Why aren't they huge? And by the way, if you haven't checked out Kill or Be Killed, go check out Kill or Be Killed. It's one of my top comic books. But yeah, first we have to understand that the genre of crime noir, because it has specific elements to it, it's difficult to get into. Noir is characterized by such elements as cynical heroes, stark lighting effects, frequent use of flashbacks, intricate plots, and an underlying existentialist philosophy. So if someone were to read a comic and go, where are all the action scenes, where are all the gadgets, you would probably want to turn them over to a fast-paced story like James Bond or Mission Impossible. The elements in those series don't fit well in the genre of noir, even though you might go, well, it's a crime book. That doesn't make it a noir book. And this took me a while to understand, and I realized that after I got done reading the book The Fade Out. You see, in most genres, you have your main character and they have their goal, and you, the reader, follow along the journey of this character until they reach their goal. Typical storytelling 101. However, in noir, that's not necessarily the destination. Let's use The Fade Out as an example. The Fade Out tells the story of the golden age of Hollywood and a murder that drags a pair of writers through some of the seediest criminal elements of the movie industry in 1948 and how far the film studios were willing to go to cover things up. You follow the character of Charlie, who is trying to find answers about the murder of an actress. I was obsessed with this story and couldn't put it down. However, when I got to the ending, I realized how difficult the noir genre is for most readers. Most readers would have wanted the ending of this book for Charlie to find out who killed this actress, solve the mystery, solve the crime, bada bing, bada boom, bad guy goes to jail. But that just wasn't the case. At the end, you never find out what happened to the actress, nor do you find out who killed her. You can assume and you can speculate, but there isn't a definitive answer. And the reason is because in noir, the story is driven by an underlying existential philosophy. So at the end of the story, all you get is that powerful people do bad things, and sometimes bad things happen to good people, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the ending. That's an ending that is hard to swallow, but it makes sense in the genre. One of the most recent noir films that I've watched was The Little Things, starring Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. Deputy Sheriff Joe Deacon joins forces with Sergeant Jim Baxter to search for a serial killer who's terrorizing Los Angeles. As they track the culprit, Baxter is unaware that the investigation is dredging up echoes of Deke's past, uncovering disturbing secrets that could threaten more than his case. Similarly with The Fade Out, I wanted the ending of the story to be that they catch the killer, and then there's that. The movie ends. But that wasn't the case. You never find out who killed these girls. Why? Because the driving force of the story wasn't, will the characters catch the killer? The driving force was, what little actions do good people do that make them just as bad as the people they're trying to put in jail? Once again, that ending was hard to swallow. Recently, I read 3 comics in the noir genre. Reckless by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, That Texas Blood by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, and Newburn by Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. Jacob Phillips, by the way, is Sean Phillips' son, and he's doing an awesome job right now in the comic book scene. Out of the 3, the only one I really enjoyed was Reckless, and I think that the reason why is that Brubaker and Phillips have learned how to convert the noir storytelling format into comics, and they know how to make the story engaging and enjoyable. Both Newburn and That Texas Blood were too boring for me, and their plots didn't hook me enough to make me want to continue reading those series. But when you have books like Kill or Be Killed, which has all the elements of noir, and you add a supernatural twist to it, or is it mental illness, then you can add an addicting comic book story that makes me want to pick up each issue and binge read every volume. I think this is a hard genre because at the end of the day, it goes against everything that most people want in a story. Most of the characters are unlikable, even the main character. Everyone is guilty of something. It's hard to know who you're supposed to root for. And when you get to the ending, it most likely isn't happy or satisfying. Loose ends just stay loose ends, and the story can end with nothing being resolved at all. Still, even with all of this, it's still one of my favorite genres, and I hope to do a book in that genre at some point. But what are your thoughts on the crime noir genre? Do you like that genre? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you're going to check any of these books out. I seriously recommend Kill or Be Killed. It is so good. As well, the art I worked on during this video is from my series, The Girl with the Mega Fist, a story about a girl named Eliana who must fight against love and destiny as she trains to become the ultimate hero along with the partner of her choice. Will she choose the man she loves or the one who will be the best to protect Earth with her? Volume 1 is currently available, link in the description, and we're currently working on Volume 2, which is 60% completed, links down below. Remember to hit that like button, remember to hit that subscribe button. You have a great week. Peace.